Safety is paramount with any of the ComEd offerings, so we always like to start with a safety message. With spring break right around the corner, be safe, have fun, and use these fun tips. Lock your residence. Make sure all locks, windows, and other entryways are fully secured. Park your vehicle in a well-lit area and do not leave personal items in plain view. This is important whether your car is left at home, you want to make sure that it is safe and secure, or if you're taking that car and doing a road trip, always make sure to keep it in a safe area if you're parking in a hotel or somewhere else. Make sure someone knows where you're going and when you expect to return. Just make sure the people that you tell are the right people. And then do not draw unwanted attention to yourself. I would include in here, if you want to post some vacation pictures or anything along those lines, try and do those after you get back from vacation, so not everybody knows that you're on vacation. And then do not carry large amounts of cash or credit cards with you. Next, we want to just move into an overview of the offerings. First, I want to start just by mentioning this offering is administered by the Smart Energy Design Assistance Center, which is often referred to as CDAC for short, S-E-D-A-C for short. CDAC is a public-private partnership between the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana and 360 Energy Group. So once in a while, if you see an email come from myself, Taylor, Patrick, or anyone else working on this offering, you may see that our emails are coming, have UIUC on them or 360 Energy Group. And then let's start with what this offering includes. So let's move into what this offering includes. The first part of this offering that we will cover today is the HVAC tune-up. This part of the offering is a no or low cost direct install and designed for under-maintained RTUs and split systems. Once a tune-up is identified, an HVAC contractor from the offering's closed network will be assigned to complete the HVAC measures. Should be noted that the customers may complete the measures in-house as well, but they should have a qualified team to be able to do that. Next, this offering has opportunities for HVAC optimization measures, which are low and no cost direct install items that can help the customer save energy. Taylor will go into more detail about the specific measures on an upcoming slide, but just wanted to mention those initially. And then I want to also mention a little bit about the lighting kits that are available for eligible customers. The lighting kits are provided to the customer at no cost, but these customers need to complete the lighting kit installation, and the kits must be installed within 30 days of product delivery. Lighting kits can be installed either in-house or they can use a lighting contractor. But the one thing to remember is that labor costs are not included in this offering. So that's one big note that we want to emphasize. And at this point, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Taylor to dig a little deeper into some of the measures that are available in this offering.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian. Before I get into the measures on the Public Buildings and Distressed Communities offering, I just wanted to go ahead and remind everyone that you are on mute, but if you do have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat box. Just make sure all panelists is checked. We will be answering questions at the very end of this webinar, and if there is a specific question, we will follow up with you directly. So moving on, the HVAC measures include an HVAC tune-up and notched V-belts, HVAC thermostats, energy management system installation with set point and schedule optimization, optimizing thermostats, EMS temperature set points, demand control ventilation, enthalpy economizer optimization, and variable speed drives. And on the lighting kit side, we have LED interior lighting lamps, LED exterior lighting lamps, occupancy sensors, advanced power strips, and LED exit signs. To be eligible for the Public Buildings and Distressed Community offering, customers must meet the following requirements. Electric delivery service must be provided by ComEd, regardless of supplier. Customers must be a public sector entity, and that's including but not limited to education facilities, fire protection districts, libraries, municipalities and governments, park districts, police stations, and public housing authorities. The customer also must be located in a distressed community. ComEd defines a distressed community by using data from the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and the Economic Innovation Group. We have pulled all of this information together into one easy-to-use interactive map located at comed.com/eligible map. As you can see on the right of the screen, we did take a screenshot of the map. The map is interactive, so you can plot the point, and if it falls in the blue area, it is considered eligible. If the customer is looking into the HVAC tune-up measure, the unit should not have received maintenance in the past 3 years. And additionally, there should be no other pending energy efficiency, lighting, or HVAC projects at the same location.
All right, thank you, Taylor. This is Patrick Sullivan. I'm a project manager here at CDAC. I'm going to talk a little bit about roles and responsibilities for HVAC contractors. HVAC contractors are going to be responsible for recruiting projects for the offering and assisting customers in filling out the application form if the customers need help. During the site visit, use the HVAC worksheet to identify tune-up and optimization opportunities. You'll create a scope of work for the potential HVAC tune-up and optimization measures, and you also serve as the project lead and primary contact with the customer. At the bottom of the screen here, we've got a nice little infographic that kind of outlines that process. So you'll do optional customer outreach. If the customer needs assistance with the applications, you can help them do that. You will attend the site visit, complete the HVAC worksheet, and send a report of the data to CDAC and develop the HVAC scope of work. CDAC then will communicate with the customer and have them fill out a customer selection form. And whichever measures they select, the HVAC contractor then will implement those measures and then finally submit verification forms and invoices. And if we could have the next slide, please.
Thanks so much, Patrick. And I can go into the lighting kit suppliers' roles and responsibilities. The first is to fulfill the lighting kit orders in a timely manner. If there does become an issue or delay, to let CDAC know as soon as possible so we can take action to remedy the situation. Also, we hope that the lighting kit suppliers will market the offering to past or current customers that are eligible. To highlight the timeline that a lighting kit supplier should expect to follow, the first one is doing customer outreach to any customers that may be eligible. The second is assisting with applications. At the bottom of an application, there's a line that says referred by. Please add your company name so we know who brought in the application. In most cases, the provider who brings in the project will be assigned to the lighting kit project. When the program administrator sends over a purchase order, it is the lighting kit supplier's responsibility to accept or deny that order and then fulfill and ship the order in a timely manner. Once again, if any issue should arise, it is the lighting kit supplier's responsibility to alert the program administrator of the issues and work to resolve. When an order is delivered to a customer, the lighting kit supplier should invoice the program administrator following the guidelines set forth in the offering manual on page 17. The lighting kit supplier may not use the instant discounts, standard incentives, or any other incentive under the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program and combined with this offering. Examples of activities that will lead to removal of the offering are included but not limited to failure to meet project timelines or report substantial delays or false representation and inappropriate marketing. And I'm going to pass it over to Brian to look over a holistic perspective from the customer.
Great, thank you very much, Taylor. And as you heard from both Patrick and Taylor, you probably have an idea of the process. Some of you may already know it quite well, but I just wanted, we wanted to kind of dig in a little bit deeper into the process since that's such an important part of this program. So the first step for the customer is to complete an application. We've seen applications come directly from the customers as well as from our service providers. Once we have the application, we will verify that the customer site is eligible for the offering as well as the customer, and once we determine that they are eligible, we will go ahead and approve that application and start to schedule a site visit. Once we get on site, we will work with the HVAC contractor to scope out the HVAC system and to help identify eligible measures. During that same time, we will have the CDAC staff take an inventory of the existing lighting and look for opportunities for lighting kits. After the site visit is complete, the findings will be input into our calculators and a customer selection form will be produced, and that will be provided to the customers. The customer selection form will highlight the findings at the site and provide the customer with a detailed picture of all the opportunities available to them. This customer selection form will also provide financial information, including any cost share that might be involved with HVAC measures. Once the customer has completed the customer selection form, they will send it back to us and we will move into the next phase. One note about this part of the process is that we have seen a good number of the customers break their projects up into phases. So the customer will see all the opportunities that are available to them on the customer selection form, but they may decide to move forward with it in various phases. So as an example, a 3-story school that is taking advantage of the lighting kits may do it in, say, 3 phases, 1 floor per month, so that they can complete the lighting kit installations within the 30-day time frame. So that is something that we are okay with, but it is something that I just want to note because we have seen it quite a bit in this program thus far. Once we receive the customer selection form back from the customer, the lighting kit measures will be delivered to the customer by an approved supplier, and the customer will have 30 days from the date that the kits are delivered to complete the installation, and we must receive the verification back within 45 days. We give them a few extra days to complete the verification forms. At that same time, we will also work with the customer to schedule a time for the HVAC service to be implemented, and those measures, we will work to implement those measures that are selected on the customer selection form. These measures can be fully or partially subsidized through incentives, and then once the customers have completed the HVAC and or lighting work, the customer will complete the HVAC and or lighting kit verification forms and send those to us to show that the projects are complete. It should be noted that some of these projects will be selected to have verification site visits completed as well. And I will now let's talk a little bit about safety on site when leaving the work area. All personnel working in public buildings and distressed communities offering will be required to inspect for, identify, and report any hazards that present health and safety risks to employees working on projects related to this offering. All personnel are required to be knowledgeable of all applicable laws and regulations pertaining to the work performed for this program, adhere to all applicable OSHA and environmental regulations while performing program work. Take reasonable care to work safely, which includes but is not limited to ensuring that the work area is safe when leaving it, using all appropriate safeguards, devices, and personal protective equipment, PPE, properly, and following agreed upon safe work practices and rules, reporting all known hazards, accidents, and incidents to CDAC within an hour. Now I'll hand the presentation back to Patrick to continue the discussion on safety.
All right, thank you, Brian. So you need to verbally notify the program administrator within 1 hour of the occurrence of any incident described below and provide written notification within 24 hours. This includes reporting all safety, which meets OSHA's definition of a recordable occupational injury. OSHA recordable occupational injury, regardless of the party at fault. Electrical outage or interruption of an electrical service caused by a contractor, environmental spill or release, OSHA citation, vehicular moving violation, or other violation of formal regulation, electrical flash or contact, vehicle accident while performing ComEd work, regardless of the party at fault, condition that draws or may draw negative media attention. So let's look at slips, trips, and falls, which are a major issue in the workplace, and ComEd takes these things very seriously. So slips, trips, and falls are a major type of accidents that occur on site visits and maybe due to poor organizational practices. When assessing the potential for slips, trips, and falls, make sure you look carefully at site areas such as storage rooms, stairways, and garages. Prevention tips includes avoid walking on slippery floors, use non-slip footwear, and clean up spills immediately. And if we could have the next slide, please, thank you. For vehicular safety, all employees are encouraged to follow these rules when operating vehicles. Vehicle operators are required to have a current and valid driver's license for the vehicle to be operated. Includes motorcycles, trucks, commercial vehicle, driver's license, etc. All cargo and other items like laptops, suitcases, etc. shall be loaded and secured to prevent them from creating hazards in the event of hard braking. Prior to entering the vehicle, visually inspect the entire vehicle. Look for broken windows, light covers, low tire pressure, etc. Adjust all mirrors for the proper vision of the operator. All occupants must fasten their seat belts, even if they're in the back seat. Test the brakes to determine their effectiveness and get a feel for the necessary brake pressure. Obey all traffic laws while operating the vehicle. Vehicles shall not be operated while under the influence of alcohol or drugs which may impair driving ability. And finally, always stay at least 2 seconds behind the vehicle in front of you. And now I'm going to hand it back to Taylor, who's going to talk more about safety.
Thanks, Patrick. So the first one is going to be heights. There's a risk of serious injury from falling when working above ground height. No person will work at heights without ensuring that ladders, steps, and handrails are secure or fall prevention harness are in place. Observe and apply risk management procedures when working at heights, and use the required personal protective equipment when indicated. The last being personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment may be required to protect personnel during specific tasks. Some types of personal protective equipment may include respirators and masks, foot protection, body protection, helmets, and ear protection. Next, I'm going to get into the marketing and outreach portion of this webinar. Once again, before I jump into this, everyone is on mute right now, and if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat box to all panelists. Now on marketing and outreach. In your welcome packet, you should have received the offering fact sheet, measure and process guideline, eligibility criteria, application, and offering manual. If you would like physical materials or for the digital welcome packet, please email publicbuildings@cdac.org. Key messaging can include, for lighting upgrade benefits, reduced maintenance. LED fixtures are designed to last to 15 years or more with no replacements necessary. You will not have to change LED light bulbs nearly as much. Security and safety. LED lights burn out less frequently and reach full brightness instantaneously. Therefore, people who need to move quickly in a police or fire station are able to get to their location. The next is approved aesthetics and comfort. Lighting can make a huge difference in area where tasks are completed, such as a library or school. And lastly, reduced operating costs. LED lights use about 75% less energy and last 25 times longer on average than traditional lighting sources. And for HVAC, there's better indoor air quality. When HVAC systems are operating at peak efficiency, they deliver improved air quality with more consistent temperatures throughout the building. Increased system efficiency. HVAC accounts for nearly a third of energy used in a typical public sector facility. New technologies and tune-ups of existing equipment can help those systems operate more efficiently, saving considerable energy. And improved comfort and reduced operating costs. Other key guidelines and messaging tips can be found at comed.com/PBDC. Now I'm going to go into some frequently asked questions of this offering. The first one is, who is eligible for the Public Buildings and Distressed Communities offering? Well, as we discussed earlier, this offering is specifically for public sector organizations. Once again, including but not limited to municipalities, townships, counties, schools, park districts, police, fire departments, and so much more. Once again, they do need to be located in a distressed area designated by ComEd via our interactive map, comed.com/eligible map. The next question is, what is the cost to my public sector organization for these improvements? Well, the lighting kits are free of charge, provided that they are installed within 30 days of delivery. The HVAC portion is subsidized by incentives that can cover up to 100% of the project cost. ComEd reimburses service providers directly for a portion or all of the HVAC projects, reducing and possibly eliminating the customer cost. The next question is, can we install the equipment ourselves? Installation of HVAC equipment must be conducted by an in-house staff or program-approved Illinois Commerce Commission certified energy efficiency measure installer. Lighting equipment may be installed by an in-house staff or a contractor of the customer's choice. However, once again, remember, additional costs related to lighting installation are not reimbursed under the Public Buildings and Distressed Communities offering. How is this offering funded? The Illinois Utility Energy Efficiency Program is funded by customers in compliance with the state law. Electric utility customers pay into a fund marked as Energy Efficiency Program on their bills. Can we decide which energy efficiency projects to implement? This is a common question that customers ask. Following a site visit by a ComEd energy expert to identify potential energy efficiency opportunities, they will provide a report outlining recommendations for projects and options. It is the customer's choice which opportunities to pursue and which lighting kit products to order. So that, like Brian said, they do not need to order them all at once. This can be a phased approach, keeping in mind that 30-day limit. How long does a site visit take? Site visits differ per building and customer needs. The average site visit takes approximately 1 to 4 hours. Are there any options if the customers are not eligible for this program? There are a whole wide opportunity of offerings that the customer can take advantage of if they're not eligible for the Public Buildings and Distressed Community offering, or if they choose not to participate. This includes standard custom incentives, public sector small facilities offering, retro commissioning, instant discounts, and so much more. Can a residential or commercial account participate in the Public Buildings and Distressed Community offering? The Public Buildings and Distressed Community offering is only for public sector buildings at this time. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will open it up to any questions. Once again, if you have a question, please feel free to type it into the chat box. If you have a more specific question, please feel free to email us at publicbuildings@cdac.org, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will now open it up for questions.